What should we start with first? I think we're going to do box office first. So Podluck starts. Weekend box office, Morbius bites off 39.1 million. Sonic 2 opens overseas. I've already been seeing reviews for Sonic 2 from like Mr. H Reviews had a good review on up it. That one I really do want to see more than I care about Morbius. It says, the Sony Pictures Columbia Dark Villain origin story Morbius opened atop the box office this weekend with an estimated 39.1 million. That is in line with pre-release projections, although it's also less than half the opening of 2018's Venom and 2021's sequel Venom Let There Be Carnage. Venom opened to 80 million, Let There Be Carnage opened to 90, and Joker, of course, opened to 96 million. Joker is a very big, I guess the term would be, it's a rare apple in that. It's just like that type of opening for a movie where that got all that press for about how it was like an incel movie, and like the media literally made that movie work by being so hysterical about it. So
it almost seemed like they wanted it to end up like
they did.
Some kind of movie theater massacre.
Sure would be a shame if somebody did something violent at this movie theater. That's what they were. Listen, when I say that I believe that the media is evil, I say that without hyperbole. I do. So it says, starring Jared Leto, most recently of House of Gucci, with a previously villainous portrayal of the Joker in Suicide Squad, and Academy Award-winning role in Dallas Buyers Club. It was done by director Daniel Espinosa, who says no clue what's going on in this movie because he couldn't explain like half the stuff. Like they didn't know what Matt Smith's character's name was because they changed it halfway through. This movie's been through like 8 delays and like tons of rewrites and reboots and reshoots. So this movie was kind of always behind a veil of like everyone is expecting it to fail. So actually 40 million. And I think that I read that they only spent 75 million. Can you go to IMDb and look up what the budget, or just Google what the budget was for this movie? I believe it was 75 million, which makes the budget with, so it's like 75 times 1.5. That'd be like what, 115 or something like that. Yeah. So it's like a less than $150 million budget. So like they'll make their money back. I don't know if it'll profit heavily, but given that Sony has done so well with their movies lately, it is a misstep considering how much I've loved the fact that they're continuing their non-politically driven narrative movies, which is very good, meaning like whether you like them or not, the Venom movies are for the most part apolitical. The Ghostbusters Afterlife is unbelievably endearing and does a certain amount of social messaging, but does it very well.
They learned their lesson.
Yes.
After last time, I think.
Yeah, they were never going to let Ghostbusters Afterlife go through what Ghostbusters 2016 did, and most of that just goes by not hiring people that are going to mouth off on Twitter and make it worse for yourself. So it says the Batman fell 47% to 10.8 million. 47% is not the worst fall in the world, so it's behind The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises as far as a movie that's fallen in this in its fourth frame, but it's ahead of where Batman v Superman and Joss Whedon's version of the Justice League were, as far as like what their fall was week to week. I don't know what Hardly Zero is. Oh, that they're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. Came in 5th place in its 3rd frame with an estimated 1.9 million. That movie did really well its opening weekend and then just dropped off a cliff both the other 2 weeks. And then down here, I just want to go down to the numbers. So
the budget for Morbius is 75 mil.
Okay, so I was right about that. So 44.9 million overseas in 62 markets. Sonic started overseas at 25 million. That's not too bad considering that it's came out amidst like a pretty crowded market right now. 13 million for the Batman. The Bad Guys, which I don't know what that is, came out to 10.5. And Ambulance has got an April 8th domestic release, which I actually want to see because it is a Michael Bay movie, and I love bad Michael Bay movies.
It's gonna be bad.
That one has more to be positive about it than his recent stuff.
It's so boring. You can do so much with a high-speed chase.
Yeah,
in an ambulance.
Exactly, it's speed, but in an ambulance. I'm okay with that. I like Jake Gyllenhaal, so yes, Jake Gyllenhaal. So it is what it is. So Morbius was 39 million. The Lost City came in 2nd. I was actually expecting the Batman to retake 2nd, and
I don't know. Sandra Bullock can stop complaining now.
Yes, she can. She can finally stop complaining that she's not getting enough roles, enough movies. I expected the Batman to do kind of what Spider-Man was doing, which was like it would come in first, and then a new movie would come out, and that would win, and then the next week it would go back ahead of that movie again. So the Batman came in third. Fourth was Uncharted. That one is still trucking along. Seventh week, and then down there, Spider-Man No Way Home. Again, Spider-Man No Way Home is now available. You can buy it like PVOD at your house and watch it at home, and it's still in theaters and still bringing in over $1 million a week. So that's like it's up to its 16th week. So that's like what 4 or 5 months, and it's still in theaters and still in the top 10 of releases every week, which is very impressive. And it's still in 1,705 theaters. So that's like not that many theaters to still pull in over $1 million.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. And next week we've got, what are we looking at next week? We've got Ambulance and we've got Sonic the Hedgehog. So take your pick. We can see either or.
Sonic.
Yes.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Sonic is getting very, very good reviews from everyone that I've seen, saying that it is both loyal to the video games. It does not try to be something it's not, which is what I'm always... They say, when I like movies, it's when it's trying to be something that it wants to be and it doesn't try to pander and be something that isn't. A Michael Bay movie is supposed to have a bunch of military dudes, 360 camera shots, helicopters in slow motion. That is what I expect. As long as you give me what you say that you're going to give me, I am liable to give it more leeway than the average movie that says it's going to be something groundbreaking and stunning and brave, only to be a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
I just want to see Sonic because everyone made a huge deal out of like how ugly the animation was
from the first one.
before,
Yeah.
but I need
Thank
to
you for
revisit
agreeing
that
with
and
me
see.
because I was about to have a fist fight with Brett if he didn't want to see Sonic.
Oh yeah.
we're
That's fine.
on the same team
I
here.
said, I said either or. It's
Okay,
your
but
guys'
yeah, I
pick.
was about to say if you chose Ambulance, I would really, really beat the shit out of you.
Okay.
I'd love
Yeah.
to see that.
I would love to see that. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Slapgate.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
That's true. And plus, it would help us get more subscribers.
Okay. Oh, and she's gonna do it on video too. That's even more impressive. That's female privilege right there. She doesn't even care. She's like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. Nobody's gonna care if I beat you up. You're a guy. You don't matter. You don't matter, Brett.
It's okay. We'll just put Will Smith on his shirt and then Chris Rock on mine.
Okay.
And see what happens.
That makes no sense. That would make you Will Smith and me Chris Rock.
Kinda.
So
Or it's like the redemption arc of Chris Rock actually trying.
So you think violence is the redemption arc? Interesting.
Yeah.
Fighting back.
I'm learning something new every day.
Or
All right,
Pete Davidson versus Kanye.
I get to be Kanye. I'm not being Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Are you sure? But you're the same height. Oh, no. Pete is actually taller. Never mind.
Yep. So,
But you have the same look. I'm more eccentric than you.
As Skeet or Kanye?
I think I'll
Neither.
Yeah.
Literally neither.
you're fired.
Come on.
Yes. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Disney Plus edits out Stanley tribute out of the Punisher finale. And I remember she asked a very pertinent question when I showed her this article. She goes, "Why?" And apparently, what I found out is that they found the Stanley cameo in The Punisher controversial because of how the show ended.
Oh.
So it says, edits made to content on Disney Plus have been a subject of constant discussion since the launch of its platform. Recent alterations, allegedly made by mistake to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, brought to the attention of the Marvel shows on the channel. So they like, we covered that. We talked about how they're like, they removed blood. They removed like a piece of rebar going through someone into like something behind them, and they edited it out to make it look more family friendly.
Yeah.
And then like when people called them out, they're like, it was a mistake. It just happened by accident. Like an editor just happened to want to make those CGI changes, and then they also had access to the raw master and access to the server and access to the file, and it just happened by accident. It's just magic. It just oops. It just happens. Who knows why? That is the funniest excuse ever. But apparently, what I found out is so what happened is at the end of the Punisher television series, they edited out the Stanley cameo because this is the one that had the tribute to him because it came out right after he'd passed. So in the second article, I believe that one's. I did not send this to either of you. I found this one at the last minute, and it says Disney Plus has removed the Stanley tribute from the Punisher season 2 finale. That said, the Stanley tribute at the end of Jessica Jones season 2 remains. However, the streaming service has also removed a Luke Cage tribute honoring the late Reggie Cathy, who played Reverend James Lucas, the father of the eponymous hero. The news comes just days. Okay, then it goes down here. It says, I wanted to figure out the part where they mentioned why it's here. Yes. Okay. So it says the success of basically what happened is the end of the Punisher season 2 was super violent and bloody and gory, and then at the end they put in a thing that's like, "We love you, Stan," and they felt like it was like off color.
You know what? I love that.
That they bothered to edit it out.
Since when is anybody offended by anything anymore like that?
Yeah, like violence.
As far as decency.
Yeah.
Not like bad words, but
it does feel kind of early 2000s or older than that. It feels very puritanical.
Yeah.
Like I talk about
violent video games.
Yes. The 90s debate, like it's going to make your kid into a school shooter if he plays.
But we are desensitized. I don't know.
Yes. So it says Stanley passed at the age of 95 on November 12th, 2018. Shortly after his death, The Punisher's second season finale became available on Netflix. The season 2 episode, The Whirlwind, ended with a comic book accurate Castle using assault rifles to punish. Get it? Punish. That was very clever of this writer. A group of drug dealers and criminals inside the warehouse. Right before the credits roll, a slide reads, "In loving memory of Stanley," which some felt was in bad taste considering the violent end. We love, these characters were created by people that they wrote violent stories, but it was entertainment and it was not meant to be a portrayal of it's not real life. These people did not actually die. This is something that he didn't create the Punisher character, but he's part of Marvel's, he's part of what made Marvel what it is today. And so it is fitting to put his, a tribute to him in there. It just so happens that it fell on an episode with a lot of violence. You would have been hard pressed to find any of those Netflix shows that wouldn't have had like a creepy ending to something that they would have had to eventually stuff that in and fit it in with. Like, are they going to do it after Jessica Jones has to shoot the Purple Man in the head? Is that any less? Is that any less creepy to then put In Loving Memory after that? I don't think so.
I agree. I think this is much ado about nothing.
I agree. But it's just. But I'm saying it's much ado about nothing. But Disney's still making the changes.
Yeah, I don't really think it was that deep. Like, was there any group of people that was actually angry about this?
Well, people were
genuinely offended.
People, no, they're not.
Unless that's relatives of Stanley.
No, they're not saying anyone's offended. They're saying that they did it anyways.
Yeah,
like it's weird.
Just strange.
Nobody was offended by the changes
really weird,
in
the self-censorship.
Yeah, nobody was offended by the violence in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier scene either. For people to be that offended on Twitter, it would have to be something identity politics related these days, unfortunately. Yeah. So it is what it is, and I will probably make it a thing to, at the very least, point out whenever this stuff happens, because people need to understand that when you watch something on one of these streaming services, you do not own it. You are leasing it, and it could be changed at any given time. And there's going to be a whole thing, like we talked about, in like a decade, where people are going to be watching something 10 years later, and they're like, I thought that was different.
But it is a little unfair because people used to have a physical copy of something on a tape, and that would never change.
Yep, you should still be buying, like, I mean, that's the thing. You can't do that with these Netflix or Marvel shows. Like, I think Netflix at one point released these on DVD. Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining that. But like a lot of them, they'll get a physical copy release for like boomers who don't know how to use Netflix. But something like this, if there's no physical copies, you're at the whim of like when this what they want it to be.
I don't like it. It's just that they want extreme, boundless control over everything we're consuming.
And imagine being the artist who created this, which they greenlit, allowed to be made. He creates his vision within the confines of whatever rules they gave him. He creates the best piece of art, if you can call it art. I do still think it counts as art, even if it falls on the commerce line of it's still a mass marketed product. But for the people involved, there's hours of work, hundreds of hours worth of work. They put in all this work, and then it gets censored by Disney because what? Because nobody complained? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's anticipating complaints more than responding to them.
They're like, okay.
They're just really neurotic and looking for like what could be the next.
Well, there was FTC. There was like a parents commission pushback when they put these shows on Disney Plus because they felt like it didn't fit within the brand. So maybe that's this kind of delayed reaction to that pushback
just,
for them.
I guess trying to cover their bases before people come for them.
That makes the most sense to me. But it's a bummer because Stanley deserves to be remembered fondly, and just because it has to come after Frank Castle mows down a bunch of bad guys with an AR-15, so be it. So be it, I say.
And also to answer your question, Brett, no, they do not release their original films on DVD.
Okay. All right. So it's maybe there's some. I'm probably thinking of ones that have been like brought to Netflix but already had a release first.
Yeah.
So all right. So we're gonna move on. Miracle. I thought you would love this one. Logan Paul appears at WrestleMania 38 with a $5.275 million Pokemon card.
Yep.
Now I heard different evaluations. I heard one person say it was $1 million. I heard another person say it was $3 million. This one evaluates it as high as $5 million. Do you know whether
I'm gonna search it right now?
So it says
It says he bought it for $3.5 million.
Okay.
But that now the value has gone up.
Yeah. Because if you keep on scrolling down to the bottom of the article, they said Guinness World Records, the grade 9 plus card is like over 4 mil.
Okay, so and this is a grade 10 Pikachu Illustrator card that he bought in Dubai last July. In turn, breaking the record for the most expensive Pokemon card. I wonder if it was the real one or if that's like a duplicate that he had made.
He would fall for that.
It could happen.
Well, no, I'm not even saying like a fake one. I'm
trying
saying
to fool everybody.
I'm saying that he has the real, like a lot of people do who own famous paintings. They have have a duplicate made to put on the wall, and then the real one stays very safe in a locked vault.
It could
I guess
be
that's
possible.
the concept of NFTs.
Yeah, yeah. So realistically, he has the real one. It's not the same because remember we did the story about him finding he bought the rare pack that ended up being fake. And then the guy gave back the money. But in this case, this could be one of those things where he has the real one. It's like, I'm not going to wear the real. Like, what am I, nuts? He couldn't wear it during the match. Does the person that got to hold on to it during the match have insurance? Like, that's insane. By the way, he did very well for a dude who's not a pro wrestler. He did very, very, very well. They actually, and then he's got like what they call heel heat. He's very disliked, and the crowd dislikes him, which is very rare in wrestling these days because normally people like to cheer the cool guy, and the bad guys are almost always.
Why do they dislike him?
The Japan thing, and then he's annoying. His brother's annoying. There's a straight up annoying.
I want to know from each of you which Paul brother is your favorite or least
hated. So my least hated one is Logan.
Okay.
I'm okay with him.
Logan is the one who
the older one.
Logan is Suicide Forest.
Yeah.
One.
He's also the one who did not pay Floyd Mayweather, so I'll say Jake.
Really?
I'll say the one who pays his debts. Yeah, I'll take that guy. Also, he's the one who keeps trying to.
No, Jake Paul, on Twitter, like he was fighting with somebody and he legit threw his father under the bus. He said, I bet you can't beat up my 52-year-old father. And I'm like, this is your fight. Don't bring him into it.
Dad suicide. I'm going with the Twitter posts over the guy who hasn't paid.
Also, the reason why I'm going with like Logan more because I kind of grew up on his content when he used to be a Vine star.
Yeah. Well, they were both on Vine, but Jake is the favorite of anybody who likes the underdog.
Yeah.
But I like Logan. Jake was always in his shadow. Logan's like the cooler big brother. Yeah.
He's like the face of the family. Like people like him more. And plus like Jake Paul was he engaged to Tana Mojo or
they like got fake married a while back.
That's why another reason I don't like him. Like
I thought that was funny. I liked him more during that era, but
I don't know.
Logan's kind of taken over.
For me, I feel like Jake Paul has a punchable face. Like all the Pauls.
They both do.
They both have punchable faces.
Why do you think he's in wrestling?
That's true.
They literally they're like he is a natural born bad guy. Like
you just want to fight.
He is perfect for this business.
Yeah.
He could make a career. I mean, he's actually he's bigger. He doesn't need the WWE would need him more than he would need the WWE. But it's like. I'll still take the guy who doesn't owe Floyd Mayweather money over the guy who does. So I'll take Jake.
But look at the picture of Logan with his Pokemon card on.
It's awesome.
That's just so swag.
He looks like a gym. Somebody said he looks like a gym leader.
Oh, okay. He looks like the
They both look like fuckboys. I'm sorry, they do.
They are, but one of them has more swag than the other.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just thought Miracle would enjoy that story. Given I actually watched WrestleMania 38 last night. It was good. It's like a 2-night thing. I don't know if I have the energy to watch tonight as well. I just wanted to watch Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch Bianca Belair beat up Becky Lynch. It's one of those things. I explain all the time. Pro wrestling to me is kind of like I don't have the heart to watch it anymore because it's so bad most of the time. At least WWE is. So I listen to like the podcasts, but don't watch the shows. So I stay fairly up on what's going on, but don't actually watch it anymore. I don't have time to watch it anymore.
Logan Paul's initials is LAP.
There you go.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Sorry, that was like a little bit off topic.
What's his middle name?
But
Alexander.
Alexander.
okay.
He looks like a Logan Alexander.
Yeah, and then Jake Paul's full name is Jake Joseph Paul.
JJP.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So he competed. They ended up winning. That was the funniest part. They won the match. But then afterwards, the Miz like beat him up and gave him his finishing move, and the crowd cheered. And that's a big accomplishment to get the Miz cheered at WrestleMania. So I thought it was good.
Interesting.
So I want to know who held onto the card while he was wrestling.
I believe his coach did, or like somebody in the back.
That's what. Remember when I said like she says stuff where she thinks she knows, like she's winging it.
You're
she
very
doesn't know that.
confident in this.
Yeah, it's okay. It gives me extra height.
Okay. I don't know if he left it at ringside, if there was like if like the bell keeper like ended up holding on to it, but I hope whoever it was had insurance in case it got bent in that case or something like that. So,
It's okay.
So yes,
It's okay. I would love to hold it.
I bet.
I just want to like read all the like. Have you ever looked at a Pokemon card? So you remember that fan mail we got, and I gave all the Pokemon cards to Brian. One of them is very rare.
Which one?
I can't say it because then the person who sent it to us is gonna feel bad about it.
So you think there's
Why
more?
would they feel bad? Maybe they knew it was valuable.
Maybe. Well, because a lot of them are from the first Pokemon movie. So
Well, now he knows. Whoever sent it, seems like probably not many people who sent Pokemon movie cards to you guys. So
well, no,
he knows already.
No, like maybe, but like maybe he didn't do his research on which one is very valuable.
I'm saying, but by now you've already given enough hints, so they know. So go ahead and which one was
Okay,
it?
Like having a mental breakdown as we speak.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was reading the comments for that vlog, and they're like, it would be funny if that person who sent it finds out like later all of those are very valuable.
Yeah, maybe I guess it's possible they didn't know.
Yeah, maybe he didn't know, but at the same time, like, thank you again. What's his name? Last name Smith. Sorry, I can't remember your first name.
Doxed him too.
Yeah, it's okay. There's like a million Smiths out there.
Yeah.
But basically, it was Pokemon's first movie for Dragonite.
Okay.
Yeah, so I forgot the statistics. Brian like searched it up, and like he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to this.
Good for him. Nobody else claimed it. Good for him.
Well, Brian really loved it, so I was like, yeah, you have all the cards.
Okay. I didn't know Brian was a Pokemon fan.
No, he's a collector.
Okay.
He's just collects random things.
No. Oh, so he's like he's like a vintage shopper. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.